Hello and aloha, friends. So today I'm doing another short review. This one is on the Reigns series, which is only 2 books, so I guess it's the Reigns duology. But the thing is, if you saw my reviews of this on Goodreads, I gave both books 5 stars, which I just never ever do. And the thing is, to me, 5 stars doesn't mean it's flawless, because these books do have a lot of flaws. To me, 5 stars or 10 stars or 100% or A plus or whatever rating system you use, I don't really use one because I don't like them. But anyways, to me, 5 stars means that the good stuff there just blows any flaws out of the water to the point where I just find myself not caring about them at all. And the Reigns is very much like that. So at first, it seems like kind of a standard zombie story, just with kind of a young adult twist. Basically, a meteor crashes, releases an alien spore, which turns all of the adults, and by adults I mean everyone over the age of 18, into zombies called hosts. And they act a bit different than regular zombies, at least, because there are two types. Men turn into what they call mappers, who like literally just stare at the terrain, at the floor right under their feet, and walk around and map the terrain. And then there are chasers, which are the women, and they specifically search out kids and then grab them and cage them up. And then they find out pretty quickly that they're planning something with them. I don't want to give away what it is, but it's not pleasant. And then the main character is this guy named Chance Rain, and then his brother is named Patrick Rain, and they just get caught up in the middle of all this, and then they're stuck in a small town. It's like, okay, well, we gotta find a way to survive this. It's like, it sounds a lot like pretty standard zombie stuff, but it does do some different things. Like for starters, like on the front cover of the copy I read, it had a quote from Jonathan Mayberry, who wrote Rotten Ruin, which is a good series, by the way. You should check it out. And he said, it actually does put a new spin on the zombie genre. And I was skeptical of that, partially because very few things put a new spin on the zombie genre, and partially because Jonathan Mayberry also said that the testing was a very good series, so I'm not sure how much I trust him on that. But whatever the case is, the books are very simple story-wise. Like, there's a lot of action and a lot of just running for their lives, and a lot of just get from point A to point B, and it's just not a complex story. And part of me wants to criticize it for that, but at the same time, it's not really trying to be a complex story. It's just trying to be a very simple one. And yeah, I do see some areas where I think it would be better if they added some complexity. Like, for example, there's a character named Ben who's just like a bully, mean kid who is power hungry and wants to, like, most of the kids are hiding out at their old high school in this. Like, they barricaded themselves in there, and Ben just wants to take over and be in charge. And, like, there's really nothing else to him besides that. He's just like a bully, mean kid, except he's like a Stephen King style bully, where he he's not just mean and bossy. He is like a serial killer in the making. Like, he's just too much of a psycho. And I think adding some more complexity to him would have worked, to make him a better character. Or even better, just leave out that subplot altogether, because I it didn't really lead anywhere interesting. Like, I'm not gonna give away exactly what happens in the second book because it's a spoiler, but basically he causes a lot of trouble in the second book, and we didn't really need him to cause trouble because there was an opportunity right before that where some zombies almost caught a bunch of kids in the school, and like that would have been bad enough on its own. Like, the story is too simple in a lot of ways, but at the same time, when I think back on it, I don't really think about how, oh, hey, that bit was dumb, or, oh, hey, wasn't the ending kind of convenient? I think about how this is genuinely one of the scariest zombie apocalypses I've ever seen. Like, the spores cover the entire world and turn everyone over the age of 18 into zombies, and they linger around in the air. So everyone who turns 18 after that, like the exact moment you turn 18 is, it's kind of weird, but everyone who turns 18 after that very turns into one of the hosts. They call zombies hosts in this. They turn into one, like, and they have no cure. They have no way of counteracting it or protecting themselves at all. So it's like, okay, if we're gonna do something, we got to do it now. and if we fail, then all of humanity goes extinct very quickly. And it's like, I think about that. That is genuinely amazing. I think about the relationship between Chance and his older brother Patrick, which is really well done. I think about how Chance, even though he is definitely a Mary Sue, like he's just way too good at everything he does, and he never really screws up, and everybody likes him except for a couple of bad guy bully jerks who are just being jerk faces. Like everyone likes him except them. But despite him being a Mary Sue, he is likable enough. I think about that. I think about all of the amazing action sequences. I think about the climax of the second book is just fucking incredible. It really is. Like, I did a video, like no one watched it, but I did a video on the best action sequences in books a couple of months ago, and if I had read Last Chance, which is the second Reigns book, the title of it, if I had read that back when I made that list, I would have put it somewhere on there, because when I got to the last like 100 pages of the second book, I read that all in one sitting. It is genuinely amazing, because it is their last chance. They're thinking, okay, it's do or die. If we fuck this up, everyone dies, including us. So let's do this. And the action sequence is just really, really good. Like, that's what I think of when I remember this series. Like, I'm not gonna really think about the flaws or anything too much, because while they're there and while they did bother me, they didn't bother me that much, because the rest is just so freaking great. So yeah, if you were a fan of The Enemy, which I only read the first book of, but I thought it was fine. If you were a fan of that series, I think you would really enjoy this one. If you're looking for something young adult that's aimed a little bit more at boys, then you might enjoy this one. If you're looking for zombie stuff, you might enjoy this one. If you are looking specifically for young adult stuff that's aimed more at boys and just is honestly kind of a power fantasy, but it's a really good one, then definitely check this one out. And that's about it. Goodbye and aloha.